Okay, guys. Keep going. I'm going to mute all. If you need me. If something goes astray with my microphone, please feel free to unmute yourself and let me know. Okay. Oops. There we go. All right. Well done. I'm assuming everyone can see me okay, hear me okay, all that good stuff. All right, let's roll those shoulders back, down, and around. Welcome to Chair Yoga. I am Mindy. Thursday is a gorgeous day, so let's just take a moment to enjoy this perfect weather while we have it, and take a moment to become centered and grounded, and separate yourself from whatever busyness you had going on this morning, whatever you have yet to do the rest of the day. Just let all of that go and be right here, right now, transitioning to your chair yoga practice. Let's feel our feet on the floor. So be aware of your foot placement. And then we want to notice our shins, our legs, just hold us up without any effort here, really feeling supported. And then I invite you to close your eyes or cast your gaze down at the floor. This way we come home to our bodies, come home to our breath. There are a lot of studies on mindfulness. Mindfulness is awareness. And mindfulness studies show that we spend about 50% of our time in the past or in the future. The problem with that is half of our days, half of our time, we're spent in the past and future, missing out on the present moment. And what they've studied is one of the best ways to bring ourselves into the present moment is to bring our awareness on the breath. There is nothing more present than the breath. So let's begin to breathe. And as we breathe, noticing the breath as it comes in and out of our nose. And as we do that, let's notice the quality of the breath without changing it. So the breath, it could be smooth, it could be jagged, deep, or shallow. Simply observe your breath. And in your mind's eye, let's take a body scan, right? What's going on in your muscles? Where might there be places you're holding tension? And with every exhale, then you can begin to start letting go of that tension. Each exhale sweeps away the tension from the body, and we release and we relax that area as much as we can. So as much as possible, we just let it all go. Simply bringing awareness to our breath, we allow it to slow down, and then that triggers the mind to slow down as well. The heart rate slows down, and the whole body shifts into parasympathetic nervous system. Begin to deepen the breath. Exhale completely. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly pulls in and up. And just be open to receive that life force energy. It comes with the breath. And as we inhale, we fill all the way up to the very tip top of our lungs. And exhale out completely. Continue breathing fully, deepest breath in. And then exhaling out that which no longer serves us. Now let's take our arms by our sides and we'll take some movement with our breath. So let's inhale, maybe scoot forward a little bit so your spine can lengthen, and then adding movement to breath. So inhale, palms up, reach up, look up, fingertips touch, and then exhale, arms slowly beside your hips and tucking our chin to the chest. So here we go. Inhale, reach up, look up, palms touch. Exhale, floating back down, palms and head all the way down with the breath, arms by our sides, synchronizing movement with breath. Inhaling, arms reach, look up. And then exhale and lower. Arms float down to our sides, chin to our chest, and then hands to our heart. Fingertips forward like we're taking a breaststroke, and then opening up a big, big back bend, a nice big expanse of the lungs. Hands come back to the heart, and then out in front of us, open up wide. Inhale, This time, maybe lean all the way back to the chair and sort of just float those arms forward and back like wings floating and stretching our chest. Good job. And now coming back through center, hands in front of us where we interlace, taking our arms out and up and overhead, flipping our palms up, lift from the bottom ribs, reach and lift, taking our hands to the back of our skull, flare our elbows wide, shoulder blades squeeze, exhale, slowly tucking our chin to our chest. If the hands are too heavy, we just relax them on our lap. Breath in here, lengthen the spine long. Take a moment to let everything release in the shoulders and the neck. And release our hands and slowly take your chin all the way up toward the ceiling. And I want you to open and close your jaw pretty wide, about 4 times. Excellent, and then tuck the chin down toward your chest. When we lift our chin up there, it's really nice to stretch out the front of the throat. Now let's come with head neutral. Good, so we should be feeling really nice in the neck and the shoulders. How about let's open up our chest a little bit. That's gonna allow the neck to move freely from side to side. So we'll take our left hitchhiker thumb, gaze at the finger, take the hand back, 1 finger pulls away from the palm at a time. And then pull that arm back as comfortably as you feel that you'd like to go. And we'll look over the right shoulder. And then lift and lower the head 2 times here. Noticing what you feel stretching on the left arm. Head turns back over the left shoulder and bring it back in pinky. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now here, open and close. So open wide and close with that left hand. So we're pumping blood into the fingers, increasing circulation and moving those fingers, spread wide and squeeze. Good, now let's place all the fingers together, shift your shoulder forward and then relax it in its socket. Crisscross the left arm across the body, right forearm hooks under, roll that left shoulder down. If you would like more, let's just take that left ear over the shoulder. Yeah, left ear over the shoulder. Breathe here. And ideally we'll have this right arm parallel to the floor. Good job. Take a bigger breath. Right into the tightness of the shoulder and relax. Hands to the lap. Right thumb out, and we'll open each finger 1 at a time. Index first. Gaze at that right thumb. Pull that arm back comfortably. Let's look over the left shoulder and 2 head nods. Noticing where we feel stretch and pull. Glancing at the right hand. Pulling pinky into the palm. Ring, middle, index. Opening and close a fist here. Good, right into that right hand again, pumping blood in. Open and close a few times. Feel the blood rush to the fingertips. And then put all the fingers together, lengthen your arm forward, place it in its socket as it crisscrosses. Left wrist and forearm, guide this arm across, breathe. Left ear over the shoulder, and we'll try to keep that right arm pretty straight. You can have a little bend in it if you need to, but let's just keep that arm pretty straight here. Good. Breathe into the shoulder, let it release. Nice job. Now release that and let's take this up in a big shoulder roll, up, back and around. Good job. And let's go forward today too. So we get both directions. Yeah, and now let's add a forward stroke, kind of add a little diagonal. So we'll crisscross the body a little bit, forward and across the body. A little swimming motion. Swimming is fantastic for shoulders, by the way. It really does open up that shoulder girdle. Now let's take it backwards, why not? And then look over your shoulder. So you've got a little rib cage, a little neck, a lot of shoulder. Good, 3, 2, 1, and seated mountain pose. So the next movement we'll do is called a somatic movement. That means we move from the inside out and we just notice sensations. So we'll take our legs into our goddess position. fingers, where your fingers are on the front of your thigh, palm on the top and your thumb behind, letting the elbows reach right and left. So moving from side to side, just the rib cage. So I'm going to show you what I do not want you to do. I don't want you to take your shoulders with you like this. This is the whole torso moving. We want to isolate the ribs. So push into your left fingers and take your ribs. So the shoulders stay over the hips as much as possible. Come through center, push your right fingers and lean to the left. And moving side to side, keeping those shoulders above your hips. So please don't take your shoulders with you. Imagine if you had a plumb line from your shoulder down to your hip, it really wouldn't move a whole lot. It's the ribs pulling as far away from the hips as you push into the thigh, leaning the rib, not the shoulder, right and left. So we're going to feel a compression on one side and a stretch on the other side. The brain and the body love to go between compression and expanding. As we go side to side, can you notice which muscles are stretching and which ones are releasing from the inside? So we feel those sensations from side to side. Feel that? Now we're going to add movement. So we're going to go forward, side, back, side. It's not a cat-cow. So it's just tapping your ribs. Imagine you're in a little box and you could touch your rib to the side of the box, the front of the box, the side, and the back. So if anything, it's a micro cat-cow, tiny. We don't have the upper back and the pelvis involved. It's ribs. Good. So you're going to keep your spine pretty straight, but you are pushing, 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 front, side, and back. Circle around the pelvis. It's different from the swivel where we really exaggerate that cat-cow. Now go to the other side, and it's different from pelvic circles. This is ribs, 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 ribs. Good. So spine and pelvis is just secondary. Focus on those ribs. Oh, this is so healthy for those spinal muscles. Good job. Now back to stillness. Scoot to the middle of your chair, heel toe your feet and maybe 2 little clicks. So they're still kind of wide. Hands rest on your thighs, right at your knee, and then lean back for me. So tuck those shoulder blades under, low belly draws in, round your upper back forward a bit and tuck your chin. Now we're going to slide those sit bones back, roll up, hands slide along your legs, and then shoulders squeeze. Take your hands behind you like wings. Lift your heart, look up. Hang on to your knees and again round. Come into that cat spine. Shoulder, sit bones, roll under. Good. Take the back of the heart back, low belly in and up, curling forward, shoulders round forward. Find a C curve. And then inhale, heart lifts again. Pull those arms back, shine through the heart, open the heart, pull those arms back, and then hang on to your knees again and round it in. Good. Release all the air out of your lungs. C curve again, rounding the spine one last time. Inhale, heart radiating as we lift. Open those arms behind you like your angel wing, and then hands to your knees and coil in. Good. Ooh, that feels so good. Now let's heel toe those feet in. Again, interlace your hands in front of you. Press them forward and then arms overhead. Yes. Let's snake those ribs off the pelvis. Just lengthen it up there and release. Super job. So we've got another set of movements for the shoulders. It will take your straps. So let's go ahead and grab straps, or if you have a scarf or a towel or even a blanket, anything like that would work. A sash from a bathrobe. I really don't recommend those resistance bands you get at the physical therapist. If that's all you have, that's fine, but preferably something that doesn't keep moving when you pull out, right? Okay, shoulders down. Now you're going to have your arms out in front and they can be a little bit wider than shoulders distance. I'm going to tell you this ahead of time. Please don't go to a place of pain or grimacing, right? So only lift where you're not back bending and there's no pain. We are going to try to go gently as far as we can overhead You can change your hands. You can make them a little wider if you like. Now, how far back can you go? We're not going all the way back, just this far. Now, try not to back bend. So lift your navel, pull your front ribs back. If we back bend and go into cow here, it tenses our back because arms are overhead. Good. Now we're just going to relax this back down. Please don't go to pain or back bending. Go to where you feel comfortable. The idea is to take it back overhead a little bit so we stretch those tight pectoralis muscles right there in front of the shoulder. You feel that? It's a great stretch. Now from here, trying to bend our elbows to the rib cage. Bend them in, lower back behind your head, and then inhale that back up. There we go. I'm going to try to keep this beautiful range of motion, lubricate the shoulders, loosen up those tight muscles. Now, lateral stretch. We're going to take it over to the right, lean, good, and then back to center. When we go to the left, try not to take your right shoulder forward. Keep it stacked. Good. One more time each side. So inhale, ceiling. Exhale, lean. It's possible to overstretch. Don't go too far. Good. Inhale, center. When you're feeling it, you're doing it. Don't go any deeper. Nice. Now from here, twisting. So inhale, center. Pull your right rib, right shoulder in hand, then your head into twist. Pull it back through center. Inhale. Left rib, left shoulder in hand, then your head. Good. So in other words, don't lead with your chin, lead with your bottom rib, shoulder, hand, then head. Good. Come back through center. Remember, when we lead with our chin, we rotate too far. Nice, guys. Back through center, and we're just releasing that strap. Excellent work, especially those of you tender in the shoulders. Good job. Now, we're going to take this movement into our legs. We've tended to neck and shoulders, so I want us to get in hips and spine and knees. We'll interlace our hands around our left knee. You might want to be a little, about midway of your chair, because we're going to lower our shoulders down, make sure they're not rounding forward. Now go into a little back bend. So take cow, lower your knee into your hands and look up. Chin up, eyes up, hearts up. Exhale, do the opposite. Round yourself, chin towards your knee comes up, and then inhale, arch the back, knee lowers, and look up. It's really nice for the low back, this. Exhale, round. Knee to the nose, close as you can. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Perfect. Now just bring your knee up and start circling your ankle. The ankle supports us throughout our day. So important to keep this movement nice and fresh. Good. Reverse, go the other way. So we must keep ankles moving. We must keep them moving fluidly. We want to keep our balance right by strengthening and flexing this foot. Good, roll it around. Beautiful. From here, interlacing underneath that hamstring, roll your shoulders. This is the same. Just lift until you feel a stretch and pause. Press your heel away, toes pull back. It's our hamstring stretch for today. Nice. And now you can hang on, or arms to cactus. We're pointing and flexing to the floor. Take that leg out to the side a little bit, please. And then like hand bone, just push that in and out. Push that knee in and out. So this is where our bodies absorb all the activities we're doing. Good. Give it a little break. Nice. With one or two hands, let's pick up this left leg, bring it internally and externally. Good. This is healthy movement for the hip. If we have a hip replacement, we're so careful. You might need to make it smaller or even skip. So you judge how that feels. But if we can, we want to keep that hip moving and then circle toward the midline. Circumduction releases the synovial fluid out of its capsule into the cartilage and keeps it healthy and moving fluidly, right? WD-40, right in that hip. Go the other way. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. That's it. And then we're going to take the left foot out in front of us. All right. The right hand is going to go on our hip pocket. The left hand And if you want to hold your chair, you could with that right hand. But left hand slides maybe to your knee, possibly to your shin. You choose how far you want to come. So just comfortably sliding down the leg, and then just pause where you feel sensation, right? In your hamstring, your calf, your low back. Notice where you feel this. If you would like, the right hand can leave your hip and come over on top of your left hand. We just don't want to press down on the shin and cause that knee to hyperflex, so just rest it lightly. If it's painful, back out. Keep your head in extension of your spine so we're not tucking our chin or cranking our head up to look at the screen. I'll tell you if anything changes. Good work. We're slowly going to come back up. And we'll bend the left knee. Before we do anything else, notice the difference between the left leg and the right leg. Feel that blood flow. It just feels different, doesn't it? So enjoy that comparison. We're going to do the whole series to the other side. So interlace again around that left knee. We're going to lower, lift the heart, exhale, round. Good. Inhale, lift, exhale, round. One more time. Lower the knee into the hands, go into cow, and then cat. Beautiful. Now from here, interlace behind the knee and circle out that ankle. Up, back, and around. Beautiful job. And let's go around the opposite way. Excellent work. And then extend out. Beautiful job. Lift up, flex the foot a lot. Now, if we're staying here, holding on, that's fine. Or cactus, point and flex. Good work. Take it out to the side. Back and forth a couple of times. Beautiful. And then in and out with that leg. In and out. Beautiful. Circle them around. Circumduction is very healthy for the hip. Let's go the other way. That ball and socket just rolling around in there needs this movement. Excellent. And then just release it. Good job. So we're going to go over now to the other side. So interlace around the right knee. We're going to lower the right knee, lift our heart up. Exhale, bring our knee into our nose. Good. Inhale, lower the right knee into your hands. Come into a back bend. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin. This is a real treat for the back as we come into cow. And then all the way up and circle the ankle. Now, as you're circling, I want you to imagine there is a paintbrush on your right big toe. What would that circle look like? If it's not a full circle, talk to your ankle. Allow it to just really go in areas it really doesn't want to go in, as long as there's no pain. Reverse and go the other way. Sometimes when we've injured an ankle, maybe we've broken it, torn ligaments, sprained it. Years later, it doesn't want to do the full circle, but we need it to. So really have that mind-body connection. Interlace underneath, relax your shoulders, press to the heel, only lifting until we feel a nice, dull, achy stretch. You can hang on, you can release, but we're pointing and flexing to the floor. Good work. Take it out to the side. Just take that side to side. And with one or two hands, lift the right leg in and out. When we take the leg away from the body, that's abduction, ABD. When we bring it in, adduction, ADD. Both are needed. And then circle around. Good. Keep the fluidity of the hip. Keep that breath flowing. Go the other way, up and around. Very nice. And release. Take that right leg out, flex the foot, left hand to your hip will slide down the leg, just comfortable stretch. Toes point up. Now maybe that left hand comes all the way over to the right hand. Again, noticing where you feel sensation of this stretch, and if it's painful, ease up. That left hand can easily go back to its hip. Nice. Now left hand on your knee. We're going to come on up and take that series one more time. If you would like to use your brain a little bit, put that opposite index finger on top than you normally do. Lower the knee, arch, relax your shoulders down. And then exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin. Good. Inhale, a little back bend. Exhale, curl it in. Such a treat for the low back. And again, inhale, lifting. And then staying right here and circle out for circulation, mobility, and keeping that fullest circle. We do it twice because sometimes we just need that lubrication in the brain and the ankle to figure out what we're trying to do. Second time around, usually the range of motion is a little greater. Good, let's go the other way. Good job. And it's just that sensory motor amnesia. When we stop telling the body part to go through the full circle, it just forgets, doesn't remember it can do it. But the brain is plastic, so we have neuroplasticity, so we can teach it to do that. Now take it out there and stretch your hamstring. Ooh, that one feels good. This one keeps us physically active. Stretching those hamstrings is so important. Nice job. Now take that into your point and flex. All the way down, go, 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 good job. And then pick up the leg, we're gonna, take it in and out, forgot this one. This is where the body just absorbs what we've done. Excellent. And then in and out, round 2. Good job, and in our circles. We're getting nice fluid into the joints doing this 2 times through. Circle around the opposite way. Oh, wonderful. Now, let's come all the way up to center at the edge of our chair, feet nice and wide, and we're gonna slide side to side, opening up the hips and the legs. This is a good one to take. If you just had a day where you're sitting a lot, the hip crease is gonna get tight. That wraps up to our back, creates tight backs, and it also rounds your posture forward. So this is a nice one to take when we need to stretch. Now let's go and reposition to what just our right thigh and hip are on the chair. The right hand holds on, please. You're gonna need that. The left hand, palm faces up, and we're taking the left fingertips to the ceiling and then leaning back into a back bend. So feel the stretch in the front of the left thigh, strengthening our back, and then like we were doing before, pick up that left knee and round your back. Hang on and knee to nose. Good work. Step that left foot back as far as you comfortably can. Left palm up. We're doing it again. Taking our back bend. You do not have to hang your head back. You can tuck your chin if it feels better. But feel that beautiful stretch in the quadriceps. Pick up the left knee, round your back, tuck it in. Oh, that's for better mobility in the back. Swing it around now. So just your left thigh is on the chair. Right foot steps back. Right palm faces up. We'll lift that arm to the ceiling. Lean ourselves back. The left hand is holding on, please. Picking up our right knee, rounded knee to nose. There's the cat back. Good. Step that right foot back. Right palm up and a little back bend. Ooh, keep breathing, stretch. You can push that hip forward a little. Grab your knee, round your back. Here we go. Knee to nose again. And turning back to center in our chair. Legs out, hands to your knees. We need some cat-cows to realign that spine. Oh, very good. Inhaling and exhaling. Super work, everybody. Okay, let's grab our water. I want to make sure we're hydrating. Weather's getting warmer, so we're usually reminded it's not as easy to remember when it's cold outside, but use this warmer weather to remind you to drink up. We are going to be coming to standing position. We will use our back of our chair. I'm going to turn sideways just so my chair is not in the way. When we sit in mountain pose, I oftentimes have you check your feet. Make sure your feet aren't tucked under and you're sitting with your whole foot grounded on the floor. We want to do the same thing when we stand. It's called Samastitihi, it's a big long Sanskrit word for stand well, meaning when you stand on your feet, you want to feel your toe pads, the whole ball of the foot from the big toe to the pinky, and the whole heel. So if you were standing on a piece of paper and I just painted your feet red and you stepped off that piece of paper, what would you see? Would you see your toes and the whole toe ball mound and the whole heel? Or would you see just the toe ball mound? Or just the inside of your foot? Or just the outside, right? So think about that. Stand in mountain and you've got your red paint on your feet and you want to see all of the toes, the entire toe ball mound and the entire heel. That's what we want to leave in red when we step off the paper. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you to take your hands to your heart in this nice tall mountain pose. The hips are neutral, so we're not swinging back or tucking under. From here, closing your eyes. Your chair's there if you become a little unsure of yourself. Notice what happens when we take side away. We feel a little wobbly, but I want you to feel your feet on the ground. That will help. Then notice equal weight in both feet and imagine roots growing down into the earth, giving you security and stature, strength of a tree, roots growing into place. And then feel energy of the earth, right? So root down into your feet and then gravity rebounds up the inseam through your trunk, through your crown of your head, and your crown of your head reaches for the sky. Good. And now feel strength and stability in this pose. Feel the strength in your body and strong and steady. Now, hands beside of you. You can touch the chair if you need to, but start shifting your weight from side to side into the right foot and the left foot. And become aware of how your feet hold the weight and how you can shift, distribute the foot into right foot and then over to the left foot. So that's out of center, right? Because you're over to the right or over to the left. Now begin to add a small, subtle circle with that, maintaining your straight spine, making your circle with awareness on your feet. So weight to the right foot, then the left foot as you shift around the circle. Good job. Now I want you to feel the weight as you circle in your toes, down the pinky side of your foot, the inner arch, and around the heel. So feel that all along the foot, weight traveling around the perimeter of your feet. Feel that? This is awareness of where the weight is in the feet. Now go the opposite way. So we have reverse circles, opposite direction, noticing the weight circling around. This is important for balance. Okay, good. Now I'm going to take my chair at a little bit of a diagonal. My right hand is going to be on my chair, and I'm going to find Samastitihi, equal weight. So think about your red paint. What are you leaving down on the paper, right? And then your left arm comes to a diagonal. Right leg back at a diagonal. We're going to lift the right foot off the floor without arching our back. Right hand is either tapping, hovering one finger, or some of you might feel comfortable enough to take the hand to your hip. Anything you want to do with that hand is fine. Now challenge yourself. Come to spinal balance. Left arm straight out in front of the shoulder, left foot behind. Come back to original. You can tap your foot or see if you can hover it. Out, back at a diagonal, arm at a diagonal. Keep breathing. Never holding our breath. Do it again. Right leg straight behind, left arm out in front. Spinal balance. Now let's challenge ourselves. Right leg goes to the diagonal behind us. Left arm pulls to the diagonal, falling star for 3. Keep breathing, 2, 1, yes. Now, if you have that equal weight in your standing foot, that balance is going to be much easier. We'll try it to the other side. Practicing our balance, so important. We lose that sense of balance over time. We must practice it. It's called a practice and not a perfect. So none of us have to be perfect. It's out at a diagonal and back behind you. So not here, but back. Yeah. So here we go. Tapping, hovering one finger. Possibly that hand comes off the chair. Wherever you need it, that's where you go. Breathe. Try to keep your chins back. So ears over shoulders. Now spinal balance. Arm right out in front. Leg goes behind. Good. Keep breathing. Now take it to the diagonal. Good. Lengthen tall. Equal weight, front, back, side to side of that right foot. Take your arm in front, leg behind. Very nice. Now leg at the diagonal, arm at the diagonal. Stand tall, shoulders over hips, please. Lift your heart, hold here, keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Fabulous job. That one you can practice at home. Now, we might have gotten a little tension there, so let's march it out. Anytime you have a pain in the low back, maybe you've just been seated or something kind of tightens the back, try some marches because it really does stretch us out. So lift and lower those knees, opposite arm swings, gets our blood flowing. All right, let's stretch it out. So hands to the chair, hip out to one side, look over the opposite shoulder. Good, wag your tail. Excellent. Woo. Side to side. It's stretching all those muscles we just strengthened. So toning the hips. Beautiful. One more to each side, whichever side you're on. And let's come back standing with our fingertips on the chair. Let's walk back into our downward facing dog. Fingertips hold on and hips pull back. As we start melting the chest toward the floor, the ears line up with the shoulders and we just lengthen our spine. You can bend your knees, bend your elbows. Take deep breaths into your back and side ribs. Exhale audibly out of your mouth. Inhale. Exhale, sigh out. And look at your hands. Walk yourself back up to the chair. Fantastic. All right. Now, let's take our chair to our right hand, heels in, toes out. We're going to do some lifting and lowering in our legs. So if our knees are bothering us, we don't go down very low. You can hold on to the chair and only do arm movements if the legs are bothering you today. So we have options, but arms out so we make the letter X. Now, as we bend our knees, the elbows come and we're going to try to take elbows to our rib cage, only lowering when those knees are happy. Inhale, press your heels, lengthen back to the X. As we lower, the knees pull toward the pinky edge of our feet, not the big toes. Inhale, exhale, try not to take your chest to the ground. I want you to imagine lifting and lowering against the wall, straight up and down. So the tailbone points down toward the floor. Feel your shoulder blades glide. Inhale and exhale. Now this time come with your palms face up. This is sun pose. Good, lift on up. Now this time we hip hinge like you're playing in a big pile of leaves. So scoop up the leaves and toss them over your shoulder like you're a kid again. Just out playing on a wonderful sunny fall day, out there playing in the leaves. Hinge forward, toss them back. Good job. These are sunflowers. First one was moonflowers. Good work. And one more. Nice job. Hands back to your heart, and let's turn toward our chair. All right, so stand back from the chair a little bit. We'll bend our knees, and you might sit real shallow, like you're on a stool. If your knees are bothering you, if not, maybe you can go a little deeper. And then arms out to airplane wings. Feel free to keep one hand on your chair. Bend the elbows, hands touch the shoulders, elbows out in front, and then open your arms out in front, fingers to the shoulders, elbows out to the side, airplane wings, fingers touch the shoulders, elbows in front, arms out in front, touch the shoulders, and come to stand. Ah, good job. Shake it out. And we're coming back to seated mountain pose. So the arm movements was just to distract us while we worked those legs. You did great with that. All right, let's get a sip of water. Whew, that was a lot of good balance work you all did. A lot of nice strengthening for our legs. Strong legs helps us remain independent. That's why we work on that. It helps us with our balance. We are going to do pigeon pose today. So if you are not in the range of motion of taking your ankle to your knee, let's cross the right ankle over the left, and that will be good for you. If you are able, we'll take this right ankle up to the left thigh, flex this right foot, sit tall. Good. Now, as we lengthen up, we're going to shimmy our hips back a little and hinge forward at our hip crease, leading with the heart, not so much your forehead. Now, just lean forward until you feel a dull, achy stretch in that outer right hip. And what we're stretching along with the hip muscle is this piriformis muscle. It runs, if you can feel back there on your low back, where your tailbone area is, right above that is your sacrum. It's fused vertebrae. So your piriformis muscle attaches there and wraps and attaches at the front of your thigh bone. So you have a long horizontal muscle, goes from the front of your thigh all the way around to your spine. It's called the piriformis. Some people can get piriformis syndrome, where it's very tight and very painful. This really helps to stretch that out. Good. Oftentimes that muscle gets very tight from our posture or the way we sit. It's very common for the piriformis muscle to get tight. The problem with that, though, is that the sciatica nerve can become squeezed. When we loosen the muscle, the nerve then has room and it's not sending pain down the leg. This is why we include this very important pose pretty much in every class. Just keep reaching your tailbone to the back of your chair. If you need more, you can drape your arms, you can take little thinker's pose and breathe. Just keep your nice flat spine, please. And just go to where you feel a pull and a stretch and pause there and breathe. As you're breathing, imagine your breath is sunshine and your hip is a block of ice. Your breath just melts that block of ice. Take a couple more breaths on your own. Maybe close your eyes, use your own imagery. Just release a bit of tension in that hip. Good. Let's come on up to a seated position, interlacing our hands around the right knee, lifting and lowering. This may not be in your range of motion. Just skip it if it doesn't feel nice. Rolling that hip in its socket. Once more, releases fluid there. Good. So I want to just keep that hip nice and loose. All right. If it's possible, we'll take our left hand to our knee and our right hand to our hip. We're not going to use our hands to crank. We're just resting. Lift tall, pull your right rib, your right shoulder, and then turn your head to twist. Keep your chin parallel and pull it back and broaden across your chest, collarbone to collarbone. Fullest breath here. Great job. Now turn your head back to center and we're going to release this leg. Good job. This right leg is going to come out in front again, just like we do our hamstring stretches, but we're going to take it a little differently. So your left hand's going to hold on to your chair. The right hand, the back of your hand, slides down to wherever you feel comfortable, to your thigh, your knee, or your shin, wherever you feel like. Now, that left hand can remain on the chair, or if you feel comfortable, your left hand can rest on your rib, possibly left fingertips to the ceiling, or if you want even more, take your left arm, your bicep by your ear, and your palm facing down, and pull that left shoulder back. This is called gate pose, and it stretches that whole left side body. Take deep breaths. Notice the sensations on the left side and in your low back. Come on up to seated pose. Grab your chair, pull yourself back up, back through Mountain. Notice the difference of the two sides. Left side's turn either ankle to ankle or ankle to thigh, flexing that foot, sitting tall, lead with your heart, pull your heart through your shoulders, head and shoulders follow. Ooh, there's that stretch in that outer hip. Breathe it out. Remember the sinking breath where the exhale is longer than the inhale and it sends the message to that muscle to relax. That's why the breath is sunshine and the hip is ice. The breath is that important. It melts away the tension. And it really is true. It's not just something we say. What that longer exhale puts us in parasympathetic nervous system, which means rest and digest. The muscles rest. So think about during your day, maybe you're out for a walk, your muscles are contracting and moving versus when that's sympathetic nervous system, that's more higher intensity, versus when you're in bed or if you're taking a nap. You're in parasympathetic, rest and digest, right? There's a difference. Your breath is what determines that. So what is your breath like on a walk? What is your breath like during a nap? The breath signals the muscles to contract or relax. Good job. Let's come on up, interlace, lift and lower. So the tighter muscle groups we want to hold on to a little bit longer, right? They didn't get tight overnight and they're not going to release just for a second or two. You got to hold it around 20 seconds. Lift and lower that knee, get that synovial fluid. So between the fluid and the stretch, we've got some really nice moving hips. Perfect. Let's take that right hand, just rest it, left hand to the hip. Now we're not using our hands. We're going to pull, use your obliques, shoulder, and then the head. Good. Pull your ears over your shoulders. So we really want the chin where the ears are over the shoulders and not jutting forward. Great job. Let's release all that. Come back through center. Left leg is out in front. Right hand holds the chair. We'll flex the toes so the toes are up. The back of the left hand slides. You can turn your chest to the right. Slide down where you feel comfortable and feel free to hang on to that chair if you need to. Maybe your hand comes to your ribs, overhead, or all the way up and over. Breathe into the right side body. These are the intercostals between the ribs opening up like little doors, and that helps us breathe better. Biggest breath in. Exhale to release it. Notice sensations on the right side. Come on up out of that. Grab your chair. Pull yourself on up. And windshield wiper a few times, side to side, right at the edge of your chair. Let's come back to center. We'll take our hands to our knees, pull your hands back, lift your ribs away from your pelvis, come into a big cow. Good job. Back to neutral. Arms to cactus position, hinging forward, low belly in, chest resting on the thighs. Then we'll release our hands to our knees. If we have high or low blood pressure, if we have glaucoma, we stay here looking at the floor, head and extension of the spine. If you don't have those issues, hands can slide down onto your feet or the floor, palms face up. Maybe you want to hang your head. Maybe you want to grab your elbows. The goal is to stretch the back and decompress the spine. So just go where you can and visualize space being made between each vertebrae. Good job. And then we're going to come all the way back up just by pressing into our knees and coming back up to sit. Rolling our shoulders. We have one last pose. So sometimes in yoga, we do a lot of different poses that lead up to a big pose. It's called the peak pose. Everything we've done so far is leading up to this next peak pose, and it's called the body yawn. We take our right leg back onto the chair and our left leg back. This one is engaging the brain because the right and left side is moving differently. The top of the body moves differently than the left. So we're getting a lot of brain work. It's incorporating everything we've done. So that right knee straight ahead. What you will do is lift your left knee up without your hand. Pull your left arm back. Look at your thumb. Now, the left toe touches the floor, semicircles all the way behind you. Left arm comes forward. Bring your knee up, arm back. Look at your thumb. Take that leg out in the semicircle, arm comes forward. So we're just pulling that knee up, stretch back and take your leg out long and your arm out long. It's a body yawn. Inhale, good, and then take it around. Ooh, let's do that one more time. Bring that knee up, good hip and back health, nice. Circle it around and come through center and take it to the other side. So just that left thigh on the chair. Hold on with your left hand, you're gonna need that. Right knee pulls up. Watch your right arm stretch back. Tap your right toe in front of you, semicircle it back behind you, arm comes in front, knee up, arm back, stretch, tap that toe, arm forward, leg back. Good, hold the knee up, arms back, watch your hand, that works the brain. Beautiful, again, knee up, pull it back, out and around. Good job. Come all the way back through center. Good job. Now, let's take those legs out, stretch those back muscles we just worked. So the hands not on the knee, but on the thigh. Left shoulder crisscrosses. Now we stretch what we were just engaging, that QL muscle between your lower rib and your hip. Breathe it out. Inhale, center. Right shoulder crisscrosses to the left. Ooh, such a great one. So we're going to do it one more time each side. Left shoulder crisscrosses. Notice where you feel tug and pull. Inhale up center. Right shoulder across. Now just take it side to side. Your timing, your tempo. Good. Shoulder to the opposite knee. Oh, just absolutely love this one. Back and forth. Ooh, good. Now let's heel toe those feet in, back to seated mountain pose. Shoulder roll up, back and around, shrug up. Good, back and around. One more. Oh, nicely done. Hands rest, either palms up or palms down. Feet on the floor, sit tall, close your eyes. Notice, how does your body feel now versus when you first sat down? How does your body feel now versus when you woke up this morning? How does your back body feel? Your hips, your legs. Good. Noticing maybe it feels a little warmer, a little looser. Are you sitting tall? The shoulders relaxed back and down. Close your eyes, final relaxation pose. Just stay with your breath. Just spend some time with yourself. Go inwards, close your eyes, tune in. Connect the body and the mind. What are we feeling? What is the mind thinking about? Are you able to have a little gap between your thoughts? Next inhale takes arms out and overhead. Look up, see those palms touch. That which you are most grateful for, bring it into your heart. So grateful for each one of you. When we lead with gratitude, we're guaranteed to have a great day. Thank you so much for attending. Be well. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock, everybody. Take good care of yourselves. Thanks so much for joining. Great job today. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.